What if humanity's final hope rested on a message sent out to the stars, a message that could change everything? What if that message was the last echo of Earth's struggle for survival, a declaration of defiance to an alien empire that thought it had already conquered us? In this gripping tale, you'll witness humanity's most desperate moment as we send one final, daring message to the cosmos. It's our last shot, and our response is the only thing that stands between extinction and victory. In a world where Earth has been ravaged by an unforgiving alien empire, humanity fights against overwhelming odds. The story follows a group of survivors who, after years of enslavement and suffering, discover a way to send one final message into space, a message that promises revenge, survival, and hope. The tension escalates as they race against time, dodging alien forces that patrol every inch of their ruined planet, all while the looming shadow of total annihilation threatens to erase their existence. The central themes of survival, revenge, and transformation drive the story forward. At the heart of the conflict, humanity's resilience is tested as the survivors come together, facing both external threats and their own inner demons. Each character has something to lose, and the stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just about defeating the aliens, it's about reclaiming everything that was taken, about reawakening the spark of hope that flickers in the hearts of those who still dare to dream of a future beyond the stars. From the emotional highs of desperate battles to the quiet moments of reflection before the storm, this video explores the essence of what it means to fight for survival and the strength of the human spirit. As the survivors confront their enemies head-on, the video builds to a thrilling climax, revealing not only the shocking consequences of their final message, but also the transformation that comes when humanity decides to fight back. Stay tuned, because what happens next will redefine the fate of the Earth, and possibly the universe itself. The Earth, once a vibrant blue orb, now hangs in the void of space like a shattered mirror. Its surface is scarred by the relentless invasion of an alien empire, their towering war machines casting shadows over the planet's desolate landscapes. The cities that once buzzed with life are now ghost towns, their ruins swallowed by nature or repurposed as alien strongholds. The sky is a dull, metallic gray, perpetually clouded by the smoke of distant battles and the remnants of burnt forests. A faint hum of alien technology reverberates through the air, a constant reminder of the conquerors that now rule. On the ground, silence is broken only by the occasional rumble of alien engines or the crackling of a distant fire. The air is thick, heavy with the scent of charred earth and the metallic tang of technology far beyond anything humanity could ever imagine. The remains of cities lie in eerie stillness, stripped of their former glory. Buildings are half collapsed, their skeletons jutting into the air like silent monuments to humanity's once proud civilization. The war has long since moved underground, where survivors of the human race cling to existence in hidden bunkers, relying on scraps of old technology and the dwindling supplies from before the invasion. The once blue oceans have turned murky, polluted by the remnants of alien ships and the waste of a people desperate to survive. The atmosphere is tense, as if the very planet itself is holding its breath, waiting for something, anything, that could spark a revolution or an end. Yet, despite the overwhelming darkness that threatens to consume all, there is a flicker of hope. Among the survivors, a growing whisper spreads, one final chance to strike back, one final message to send. It's a fragile thread, easily snapped by the weight of years of oppression. But it is enough to ignite the spark of defiance in the hearts of those few who refuse to be broken. The tone is one of grim determination. The Earth may have fallen, but as long as there is life left, the struggle is far from over. The world is ravaged, but in its depths, there lies a last chance for humanity to rise again. The air in the underground bunker is thick with unease. Flickering lights cast long, jittery shadows across the walls, where old maps and star charts are pinned. A large, battered communication screen hums quietly in the corner of the room, showing nothing but static. Its once vibrant display now offers only distorted images, fragments of the world outside, lost signals from distant satellites that once kept humanity connected. Now, they only serve as a reminder of how isolated the survivors have become. For years, the planet has been under the iron grip of the alien invaders, their forces seemingly omnipresent, their warships always circling above. No corner of the world remains untouched by their influence, and every attempt to strike back has been met with brutal retaliation. The human resistance, small and fragmented, has been pushed to the edge of extinction. Supplies are scarce, morale is low, and the reality of their situation is becoming impossible to ignore. The fight feels hopeless until a faint signal breaks through the static. It's faint, nearly imperceptible, but it's enough to set hearts racing. A whisper in the void, a message, a chance to fight back. The survivors, trapped in the darkness of their underground sanctuaries, see this as their final opportunity, a chance to reclaim their world, to send a message so powerful, it might turn the tide of the war. But there are dangers, both from within and without. Above ground, the alien forces are closing in. Their patrols grow more frequent, their presence more suffocating. The resistance knows that any attempt to send a message could be detected and destroyed before it even reaches the stars. The alien empire is ruthless, and they will stop at nothing to crush humanity's last remnants. But the danger isn't just external. Tension brews among the survivors. Trust is in short supply, and not all are united in their belief that sending the message is worth the risk. Some argue it's a foolish gamble, a doomed attempt that will only seal their fate. Others are driven by something deeper, a need for revenge, a desire to see their oppressors fall. The stakes are high. If they fail, Earth could be lost forever, and any hope of resistance will be extinguished. But if they succeed, they may spark the fire that could ignite a rebellion, bringing them one step closer to reclaiming their world. Time is running out, and every decision made now could determine the fate of humanity. The silence in the bunker is shattered by a sudden, blaring alarm. It's sharp, jarring, a cry of warning that sends everyone into a frenzied scramble. The walls shake with the force of distant explosions, the tremors reverberating through the entire underground complex. Panic spreads like wildfire as the survivors rush to their stations, eyes wide with fear, hearts pounding. The alien forces have found them. Outside, through the cracked and dust-covered windows, the unmistakable hum of alien warships fills the sky. Massive and ominous, they hover like vultures above the ruins of the city. The survivors' worst fear is realized, their hidden sanctuary has been compromised. The enemy knows they're here. A small group of technicians gathers around the central communication screen, working frantically to decipher the incoming signals. Among them is a young engineer, his hands shaking as he types in commands, desperately trying to stabilize the transmission. But the system is fragile, outdated. The screen flickers once, then twice, before revealing something that stops everyone in their tracks. A video, sent by the alien forces, flickers to life on the screen. The image is clear, too clear, and it's something no one expected, a message directly from the alien empire itself. A dark figure appears, towering, with eyes that seem to pierce through the screen. The voice that follows is cold and mechanical, a tone that sends a chill through every person in the room. "We have located your resistance," it says, its words deliberate. "This is your final warning. Surrender now, or face annihilation. You are too insignificant to resist." The message is a brutal ultimatum, but it's also a sign the aliens are no longer toying with them. They know the humans are still alive, and they're coming for them. The survivors are paralyzed for a moment, the weight of the situation pressing down on them. This is the moment they've feared. They can no longer hide. The alien forces are closer than ever, and their last bastion of hope is on the verge of destruction. In that instant, the decision is made. There's no more waiting, no more hiding. The survivors look to the only thing that might save them, the signal they've been working on for months, the final message to the stars. The group leader stands, his face hardening with resolve. "We send it now. We send the message. We fight." The urgency is overwhelming. The threat is no longer distant, it's here. The tension skyrockets as the survivors scramble to launch the message, knowing this one act might be their only shot at survival. It's a gamble, but the alternative is worse. The countdown has begun. The countdown begins, its ominous beeping echoing through the bunker like a death knell. The survivors, once a scattered group clinging to hope, are now united in a singular, desperate purpose, to send the message. Each click of the timer tightens the knot in their chests. The pressure mounts, this could be their only chance to strike back. Failure means certain death. Success means a spark of rebellion, but at what cost? The air is thick with the heat of uncertainty. The survivors are scrambling, their eyes flickering from one task to the next, hands moving faster than their minds can process. They can hear the distant growl of alien warships overhead, their engines shaking the very ground they stand on. The bunker is rattling, every tremor a reminder that time is running out. Every moment they waste could be their last. Suddenly, a voice crackles through the communications system, sharp and strained. The alien ships have initiated a full bombardment. Their weapons, precise and unforgiving, begin striking key locations above ground, obliterating whatever resistance remains. The tremors intensify as the ground shudders with each impact. The bunker shakes with the force of the blasts, dust falling from the ceiling as the survivors brace themselves. The space is growing more unstable, more dangerous with every passing second. But even as the bombs fall, the message must go out. The team works with frenzied precision, their hands trembling with the weight of what they're about to do. A young technician stares at the screen, his fingers hovering over the final button. A sharp pang of doubt grips him. What if the message doesn't reach its destination? What if it's intercepted or destroyed before it can make a difference? His thoughts are interrupted by a guttural rumble. An alien ship has landed directly above them. Their sanctuary is no longer safe. The survivors are forced into a deeper, more dangerous part of the bunker. As they move through the narrow, claustrophobic hallways, they encounter the brutal reality of the war's toll. The walls are lined with makeshift barricades, hastily constructed by people who knew they wouldn't survive long enough to see the end of it. The air smells of sweat, fear, and the metallic tang of old blood. Each step forward feels like a race against time, against the inevitable. They've already lost so much: family, friends, homes, yet this message is all they have left. The choice is clear: to die quietly or to die fighting. The stakes have never been higher, and the emotional toll is visible in every furrowed brow, every stiff movement. The message, once a distant hope, is now the only lifeline they have left. But even as they prepare to send it, another problem emerges. The countdown is nearing its end, but their systems begin to malfunction. The message's integrity is at risk, and the survivors know that one wrong move could doom them all. Each second feels like an eternity. The tension has never been greater. The survivors' last chance to save themselves, to send their message to the stars, is hanging by a thread. The tension in the bunker reaches a boiling point as the final countdown ticks down to its last moments. The survivors are crowded around the main console, eyes wide with fear, their breaths shallow and urgent. The alien warships, now in full assault, continue to unleash devastation from above, their blasts shaking the ground with every strike. There is no time left. They fought this far, come too far to fail now. As the lead technician's fingers hover above the final confirmation button, something unexpected happens. A warning signal blares on the console. The screen flickers, going dark for a moment before displaying a new, unfamiliar set of coordinates. It's an encrypted transmission, a signal from the stars, from outside their galaxy, but it's not what they expected. It's a message, but not one of human origin. Instead of the hopeful, desperate call they planned to send, the transmission reveals something far more alarming. The message is clear, its content's unmistakable: we know you're coming. We've been waiting for you. The survivors stare in stunned silence, disbelief washing over them. The message is not a cry for help. It's a warning, and it's meant for humanity. The aliens they've been fighting against were not the true threat after all. This message reveals that humanity is not alone in the universe. There are forces far more powerful, far more ancient, who have been watching them for centuries. And now, they know humanity's last desperate bid for survival. The aliens were merely a vanguard, a first wave. The true enemy is far worse. In that moment, the entire course of the war shifts. What they thought was their final stand, their last hope for retaliation, is revealed to be just a prelude to a far greater conflict. The Earth wasn't just invaded, it was being observed, studied, and prepared for something far more catastrophic. The alien empire, it seems, is nothing more than a puppet, a servant of these unknown, more dangerous beings. The survivors now understand the full scope of what's at stake. The Earth is not just fighting for survival against alien invaders, it's fighting for its very place in the cosmos, caught between two powerful forces. The choices they make now won't just determine the fate of their planet, they will decide whether humanity itself has a future in a universe that's far more hostile and vast than they ever imagined. The revelation is a blow to their morale, but it also ignites something deeper within them. The stakes have been raised. There's no turning back now. They must fight not just for their survival, but for their place in the universe. The bunker is on the brink of collapse, its walls groaning under the relentless assault from above. The air is thick with dust and smoke, the faint sounds of explosions outside rattling through the corridors. The survivors, battered and weary, stand on the precipice of their final act, one that could either save their planet or doom them all. The encrypted message has set their course, but the true enemy remains a mystery. They've now learned that the alien empire isn't the real threat, it's a shadowy, ancient force lurking just beyond the reach of their knowledge. Yet even in the face of this staggering revelation, they cannot turn back. There is no other choice but to act. The main control room, once a place of hope and preparation, is now a battleground. Wires hang from the ceiling, sparks fly from broken terminals, and the hum of malfunctioning systems fills the space. The lead technician, hands trembling, stares at the screen, the coordinates flashing before him. The countdown timer is nearly at 0. It's now or never. Without warning, a deafening crash rings out as an alien warship breaks through the surface of the Earth, landing mere meters from the bunker's entrance. The ground shakes violently as the doors to the control room rattle and bend under the immense pressure. Outside, the alien forces have arrived, larger, stronger, and more determined than ever to prevent humanity's last message from reaching its destination. The survivors rush to prepare the final transmission, knowing the window is closing. The stakes have never been higher. If they don't send the message now, Earth will be lost forever. The alien soldiers, armored and relentless, begin to flood the underground tunnels, their weapons raised and ready to destroy. The survivors must fight to protect the last beacon of hope. In a final, desperate bid, the group leader makes a split-second decision. He orders the launch of the message while simultaneously detonating the bunker's self-destruct system, creating a diversion that could buy them just enough time to escape. The moment the transmission is sent, the bunker erupts in a brilliant flash, the explosion consuming the alien forces closing in. But it's not over. The survivors, exhausted and battered, race against time as they make their way through the crumbling tunnels, evading the last wave of alien invaders. The stakes have never been higher. Failure would mean the end of Earth, but the spark of rebellion has been lit. In the chaos, the final message echoes through the stars: "We are coming." The universe will never be the same again. The echoes of the explosion fade into the eerie silence that now blankets the remains of the bunker. Dust hangs in the air like a shroud, settling over broken equipment and smoldering debris. The once thriving command center, a place where hope and strategy converged, is now reduced to ruin. The survivors, those who are left, stumble through the wreckage, their bodies bruised and exhausted, their faces marked by the hard choices they've had to make. The alien forces have retreated, their focus now shifting to the message that was sent, a message that could spark something far beyond their control. Though the immediate threat has passed, the survivors know that this is not the end. The universe is far larger and more complex than they ever realized. They've opened a door that cannot be closed, a door to a war that will stretch across the stars. One of the survivors, a young woman who had once believed in a quiet, peaceful existence, now stands in the wreckage, staring at the charred remains of their transmission equipment. The weight of their journey presses down on her shoulders, the lives lost, the betrayals, the sacrifices made. They sent the message, yes, but what happens next? The universe knows they're coming. They've shaken the foundations of their world, but what of the greater cosmos that watches them now? As the group regroups, a small glimmer of hope emerges. The message has reached its destination. The survivors, though battered and broken, have given humanity a voice, a declaration that they are not finished, that they will continue to fight. They've crossed a line they can never uncross, and now they must wait. The unknown forces beyond the alien empire have been alerted. The fight for Earth is far from over. The group leader, weary but resolute, addresses the survivors. We've done what we could. We've sent our message. Now, we prepare for what comes next. There is no certainty. There are no promises of victory or peace. But there is one thing they all share, a deep, unwavering resolve. The stakes have shifted, and they are no longer just fighting for survival, they are fighting for something greater. As the last remnants of the alien ships disappear into the sky, the survivors take a collective breath. They've ignited the spark of resistance, and while they may not know what the future holds, they know this: their battle is only just beginning. And in the distance, faint but unmistakable, comes a hum from beyond the stars. Humanity has been noticed. And the war for Earth is far from over. As the dust settles over the shattered remains of Earth's last stronghold, the survivors look up at the sky, a sky now heavy with uncertainty. The message they sent, the message that could change the course of history, has reached its destination, but its true impact remains unknown. The universe has been alerted, but the next phase of humanity's battle is still unfolding, far beyond their comprehension. The group leader, standing amidst the ruins, gazes up at the stars, his thoughts distant. "We did our part," he murmurs, but the weight of his words is clear. There is no victory in survival alone, there is only the uncertain future that lies ahead. The alien empire may have been driven back, but the real threat, the true force that has been watching them for eons, is still out there, waiting. They've kicked open a door to a war that spans galaxies, and Earth has become the battleground. The true enemy, the one that engineered this invasion, has now taken notice. And if the message has reached them, it's only a matter of time before humanity faces what's lurking beyond the stars. But as the survivors regroup, a sense of purpose begins to take root. They may not have answers yet, but they have hope. The spark of rebellion has been ignited, and humanity's defiance is no longer a whisper. It is a declaration, broadcast across the cosmos. The war is no longer just about Earth, it's about the future of the human race, and perhaps all races across the universe. As the screen fades to black, a final, chilling voice crackles through the static. The message, sent from a hidden corner of the galaxy, reverberates across the speakers. "We've been waiting, and now, the real game begins." The camera pulls back, showing the dark expanse of space once more. The stars twinkle, distant and cold, but now they carry a weight, a significance. Humanity is no longer insignificant. They have become a force to be reckoned with. The universe has been set in motion, and Earth's place within it is uncertain. The real war is only just beginning. Call to action. If you're curious to see what happens next, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, and stay tuned for more. Humanity's battle for survival is only just beginning.